Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Antony, and in today's video I want to talk to you about something serious. Oh, I've got such an itchy nose. So yeah, serious. It's the demise of the UK and global high street. God, my nose is so itchy. Okay, so what do I mean by the demise of the global high street? So basically, our traditional shops that have been there for 20 or 30 years have started to close down, shut stores, make redundancies and all of these kind of things because they're not making the kind of sales that they were 10 or 15 years ago. Now, why is this? Now I'm going to go into everything. Who are these people that are shutting down and who are their rivals that are starting to come up? But before we get started on any of that, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help my channel to grow. Please also leave a comment down below. I'm trying to build a community of fashion lovers where we all get together and have a bit of a chat. Okay, so when it comes to the global high street, who are the big hitters? Who are the people that were making massive amounts of money when the high street was at its peak? Well, you've got people like Topman and Topshop, who are owned by an umbrella company called Arcadia. They are a big umbrella company that own loads of different brands, which include Dorothy Perkins, Burton's and Miss Selfridges. And then on the other side, you've got places like River Island, New Look, and a few other smaller chains. So what's actually happening and why is there this big demise in the UK high street? Obviously, COVID-19 hasn't helped. Shops have been shut and people haven't been going out and about and going into stores as much, but they have been ordering over the internet. Now, there has been this demise for quite some time. There's been quite a few companies that have gone into CVA, which include New Look and Topshop and Topman. CVA is basically where they relook at their rent agreement and see what stores aren't making money and they're closing down them stores and renegotiating rent rates. But this demise in the high street is a trend that's been coming along for quite some time. In actual fact, I've been in fashion for over 10 years and it's been a big subject of conversation for at least the last 8 years. So when people say it's just been coming out of nowhere, that's not actually true. So the UK high street, when it comes to fast fashion and more affordable clothing, really started to take off in the early 90s. Fast fashion was a way to get things that you were seeing on the catwalk onto the high street and into stores and shops in a relatively quick time frame. Sometimes it was within 6 weeks of it being on the catwalk, it could actually be in stores. Now, New Look was one of the first people to start doing this around 1988. So they were really the trendsetters for fast fashion in the UK, and they were getting cheap, affordable clothing that was fashionable and on trend into stores within 6 weeks. So that's great, well done them. And over the years, as fast fashion grew, these different companies like Topman, Topshop, River Island, New Look, all of these brands were doing their fast fashion and they were growing at a phenomenal rate. So they were opening more and more stores because in the early 90s, online shopping, and even in the early 2000s, online shopping wasn't as big as it was today. Like, if you think about it, I didn't even have the internet until 2005, 2006. So if you think of it like that, that wasn't that long ago. That was only 15 years ago. And the internet's come on a long way in them 15 years. Oh my God, I sound like such an old geezer, but I'm not even that old. But as these stores were investing more and more and more money in their shops, they were neglecting to invest in a really good, robust online structure. Now, this was to their detriment because the topic of conversation has been going on for 8 years, but some people didn't even get in on the discussion until 4 years ago, which is too late. They should have been working on their online presence way before that. So as the UK high street grew and grew and grew, the 4 main competitors were dominating. But as the internet started to catch up and things like Instagram came out, Facebook, and all of these different websites that you could actually start marketing on, newer brands came out and they specifically targeted the younger customers. And as the customers that were shopping at the UK high streets got older, their priorities changed. They got mortgages, they had kids, and their priorities wasn't spending money on clothes anymore. So that's when profits started to dip slightly. Younger generations aren't as loyal to high street brands as they once were. And as the internet came out, smaller companies that were more trend focused started to come up. The initial success of the high street was its speed to market, its cheap clothing, their fast fashion mentality and them hitting the trends at the right time. But that just wasn't enough. As platforms like Instagram started to take off, there was a lot more influential people that were on these websites that were showing younger people where they could shop and buy things for cheaper. And that's when brands started to get really focused on Instagram and influencer marketing. And now I'm not saying that the high street brands didn't try, but there were a lot of competition out there for cheaper, more affordable and more fashion trend aware clothing. And this is where like BOOHOO, BOOHOO Man, Missguided, Pretty Little Thing started to pop off and started to get more traction. They would send influencers different bits of clothing and branding free and they would market it for them. Now obviously it cost a little bit of money to get the influencers, the clothing and all of that sort of stuff, but it was dramatically less money to do that than doing a whole marketing campaign, which was the traditional way of promoting new ranges. And the advantage of Pretty Little Thing and BOOHOO is they had TV adverts, so it brought their marketing campaign into people's homes. So not only did they have the social media on people's phones, they also had the TV as well. So a combination of these things made the influencer brands kind of explode. Not only that, their speed to market was so much faster than the high street people could compete with. On some cases, they were getting things in store within 3 weeks, which is crazy. A lot of high street stores are now adopting that even faster paced, fast fashion mentality. When it comes to fast fashion, it's all about timing, but the tide might actually be changing for some of these more fast fashion brands because there's a lot more younger people that are interested in sustainable clothing, turning away from this more newer fast fashion model and going back to more traditional ways of buying clothes. So the high street might yet bounce back. Fingers crossed, because sustainability is a massive trend, and also recycled goods, recycled cottons and nylons and all of these kind of things are becoming big parts of the way that people are shopping. The fast fashion people are clocking onto this and making sure that portions of their ranges are renewable fabrics and also recycled fabrics and all of this kind of stuff. The demand for like recycled plastic and all of that sort of stuff is so high, it's hard to keep up with, especially if it wasn't in your fast fashion ethos, where doing a recycled garment might cost 5 times more than doing something that is fast fashion. So there are a lot of people turning away from the fast fashion industry and going to more sustainable ways of shopping. So hopefully the UK high street will bounce back, but when and where, I don't know. Hopefully in the next 5 to 10 years, the high street will get back on track and start taking over. But I do always think there's going to be a large emphasis on internet shopping and the way that people are buying things online. It's the downfall of these kind of fast fashion empires that have sprung up from Instagram. There isn't always that visibility on where the garments are coming from. If you want to know more about that, please go and check out one of my latest videos. It's about BOOHOO and their slavery scandal. Go and watch it here. But for now, that's everything. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to click that beautiful red subscribe button down below. And please also check out my Etsy shop where you buy cards and vectors to help support you in your everyday fashion life. Alright, okay, thanks for watching. Alright, bye. Cha cha cha. Bye.